ever saw the storm, there was stillness. But inside, there was a boy with clenched fists, unsaid words, and a pain he didn't know how to name. He learned early, don't cry, don't scream. Don't let them see how much it hurt when your best friend left. And so the thunder moved inward. The lightning coiled around his chest. The world called it strength. But this is what strength really looks like. Most men think that the storm is out there, but it's not. The storm isn't here. It's the anger they swallowed, the grief they numbed, the sorrow that they pent up into their OnlyFans subscription and never addressed in any other way. We weren't taught how to hold chaos. We were taught how to understand what the periodic table was, and that wasn't even right according to what people are determining in the cutting edge of physics. We were taught how to build pizzas and pies and a bunch of stuff that we thought was disgusting. We weren't taught to hold chaos, to look at it, to dissect it, to understand how we're able to internalize that and express it in a healthy way. That which is out there in the context of what's in here. We were never given a moment to just sit. Like this guy here. We were never given a chance to just think, to ponder in a non-confrontational way. Really decide who is inside, what's going on around us, and what's going on inside of us. We live in a world full of addicts pretending we're okay. We're all addicts. That's why I say we. We all have some level of ridiculousness that our daily routine comprises of, that we wouldn't be necessarily, that we wouldn't be necessarily proud to show off. I heard that 90% of the thoughts you thought yesterday or some shit like that, I'll pop it up on the screen, are the same thoughts that you think today. And so the people who are actually taking deliberate action different than from today or from yesterday or from last week or last month or last year are the only people who are actually growing and becoming different and understanding their thunder. The number of people doing that are the number of people who, for a profession, chase tornadoes or capture the beauty of the thunder and crystallize it into 8K for backgrounds on Windows 11. But the storm doesn't come to break you. It comes to recalibrate you. It comes to wash over the land that which was dry, that which was humid. I was out for a walk today and I was literally sweating and it was thunderstorming and then it was raining, but it was like 36 degrees. It comes to calibrate. It comes to inspire. It comes to invoke awe. Ed Milet is a famous entrepreneur, $500 million net worth, one of the biggest self-development creators in the world. He talks about how when he prays every day, he gets down on his knees so that the world can seem grandiose to him in perspective. And that's what thunder allows for. That's what these big chaotic things in your life allow for. They allow for you to see into perspective that you don't have necessarily the full reign of what's going on around you, but you can set yourself up in relation to it where you surrender to that which is higher than you, knows better than you know in your current conscious awareness. You can sit in a hailstorm, hear thunderous, ferocious lightning going on all around you, and other people scurrying away into their homes, and you don't even flinch, and you're just being. And that's where your truth lies, both in a physical example of this, but also inside. That's what you need to do. When I was 15, I got punched. It was the last day of school for the year, and me and my friend skipped, or were allowed basically to leave our computers class, and we went to McDonald's and we got like 60 chicken nuggets, just 3 20 chicken nuggets each, and I paid for it all, and I was so excited for us having this fun moment, and I loved chicken nuggets at the time. My cheat meal at that point. And we were roaming the town, and then this group of other guys came up to us. One of them opened up our chicken nuggets and just threw them all over the ground. And I just paid a bunch of money for that. And then also, it's just the biggest sign of disrespect. I got agitated by that and said, "What the hell was that?" And then the other one punched me in the face. And then he continued to try to swing. If you slow this scene down, put it into 0.1x, that's how I perceived it in the moment. And my thunder was roaring of anger and frustration. But in that split second, I remember processing everything that was going on around me, and realizing that the options I had were to swing back and to fight this guy, or to not, and potentially get beat up. And my whole morals, my whole ethical lining was being put on the line there. And I decided not to fight. And I just continued to back up, and I continued to dodge, and eventually he let up. After this happened, an unprovoked attack, essentially, we were underneath a bridge, and my friend who was with me, I just remember walking away from that, and my friend that was with me chose to stay with the group that just punched me in the face, threw all of the food that I bought for both of us on the ground, for me to walk back all the way across the town to the school alone. Now I was in shock, both that I just got punched in the face, which I'd never had before happen, and also that my best friend would leave me there and allow me to walk back alone. It was almost like there was a duel, and because I lost, or because I didn't fight back, because I stood for my moral principles of not fighting for some nonsense, not causing destruction to another human being physically, I lost the respect of my friend. I had nobody. I learned how to process these things alone. And in this moment, I was in pain, and I was scared, and I was frustrated, and I was confused. And from a deepest of pain, from my best friend leaving me, from being physically hurt, from the confusion, all of this, I allowed the thunder to be internalized I allowed myself to sit with it, but not cause depression from it, but to deeply think about what was going on, what happened there, dissect that moment, look at the thunder, journal about it, and determine what I needed to change, what I needed to build in my life to be able to accumulate more friends and to build more respect from others around myself and to build more self-respect for myself, so no matter what happened, I would be okay in situations like this if they were to ever occur again in the future. And I transmuted that thunder. I allowed that thunderstorm to be awash over the landscape like it just did. And my result was the sunshine that came with a stronger body from working out more after that, from a stronger mind, of being more intellectualized because of my pursuit of knowledge, to not want to be able to only be dependent on a few friends, my ability to thrive in my own energy because I didn't want to be reliant on anyone else's energy or on the small amount of people around me, on my persistence to understand how the world works and where I fit into it at large.
That is the ultimate question, isn't it?
So that I could guarantee that I wasn't stuck in a small proximity of people around me. I wanted to find my people on a global level. And so the worst things opened up the best processes internally for me. The storm didn't take me out. It woke me up. Like a weapon, like a song, like a coconut falling out of a tree onto that dude who discovered gravity, Isaac Newton, and he whirled and whirled and whirled around on the grass, falling down, looking up, and alas, he sees through his pupils the world so exposed, and yet to his brain he knows little. He knows. I just freestyled that.